Bird Tarot. I'm here to do your daily collective message for all signs, all placements for October 29th, 2025. I hope that you're all doing well. This will be a general message. It is meant for you when you hear the message. So it is a timeless message, even though I'm doing it on October 29th, 2025. So when it reaches you is when you're meant to receive the message. If you're new here, welcome. If you like my readings, feel free to subscribe to the channel. That way you get future notifications when I do future videos. If you like the video as well, please give me a thumbs up. So let's see what the vibe is for the overall day. Let's call in spirit. Okay, so let's pull a card from What's the Vibe Oracle deck to start off your reading to get an overall feeling for what the day will bring. This is a collective message as we are one entity divided over and over and over again. So this is a collective message for all signs, all placements. Angels, guides, ancestors, most important message for the collective, all signs, all placements, October 29th, 2025, please. Most important message for the collective. We have the word nurturing, mentorship, wisdom, and giving back. One more, please. Most important message for the collective. All signs, all placements. Okay, and then we have the word drowning, over your head, overextended, and rock bottom. Okay. First thing I'm picking up is that you may be overextending and helping a lot of other people instead of actually doing more self-care. So it feels like you're nurturing others' needs, you're doing for others, you may be a parent, you could be giving to a lot of different things, being a mentor, giving wisdom to other people, giving back to your community, anything like that. But it feels like you may be drowning. Meaning you maybe have overextended yourself in your commitments, and you may be feeling like rock bottom at this point, or just feeling very overwhelmed is what I'm picking up here. And it feels like because you've taken on too many tasks at one time. This is my true nature. I always have my hands in something, so it's very funny that this comes up. Let's see what's going on here. Let's get an overall message. I'm using the Light Seers Tarot, in case you're wondering, by Chris Ann. Angels, guides, ancestors, most important message for the collective, all signs, all placements, October 29th, 2025, please. Most important message for the collective. That's way too many. Most important message for the collective, all signs, all placements. All right, well, we'll take two. So we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed and the Wheel of Fortune. We have the High Priestess, which I saw come out in that first one. So it's reappearing here. One more, please, Spirit. And we have the Eight of Swords. Back of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. Okay. All right, so it seems like you could be, the first card out of the deck was the Ace of Pentacles. In the reverse position, it feels like you could be waiting on some type of material, so basically somebody to pay you. You could be waiting on payment and it could be delayed. So perhaps you've been overextending yourself, helping other people, blah, 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 putting your 2 cents in everything, people asking you for help, and yet and you're waiting to be paid, basically. So you could be giving your services to somebody. You could have overextended yourself by doing many, many tasks, and yet you're still waiting to be paid, okay? That could be what's going on here with the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. This is telling me that the wheel is turning in your favor, so it looks like things are going to be getting better for you. But it's like you've overextended yourself. You are a very nurturing person. You like to give back to your community. You like to give back to the people that you love. But you may have overextended yourself and you may be feeling overwhelmed at this time. You could be also waiting for, like I said, your payment. But I do see that the wheel is turning in your favor. I do see a smile on your face. So maybe things will start lightening up for you. I will go back and clarify. We do have the High Priestess here. It feels like you intuitively know that you need to step back because you're feeling a little bit trapped within a situation here with the Eight of Swords. So I feel like you intuitively know that you've overextended yourself and you're feeling a little trapped by all the obligations that you have committed to. The Two of Swords in the shadow is calling for balance. So you need to balance both heart, mind, and soul in order to feel a sense of relief here. So it feels like intuitively you've taken on way too much, feeling trapped to these obligations, even though you want to nurture, mentor, give back to others, etc. You're just overextending yourself. And it feels like you could be awaiting like somebody actually reciprocating or paying you for your services. So it feels like you might have overextended yourself a little bit here and you're still awaiting for this this payment. This could also just mean that you are you're feeling exhausted, even though you're glad that you've helped people, even though you may be making money, you're not very happy about all of the commitments that you've tied yourself to because you feel overwhelmed. So that could also be this, and that's what I basically was saying here. So even though you could be making a lot of money, giving out your services, doing okay financially, you're not very happy. And that's what the Ace of Pentacles is showing me here, though. But the wheel is turning in your favor. So let's see what's going on and clarify. I'm going to use the Wild Reflections Tarot to clarify again today. Please clarify the Ace of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Please clarify the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Sun card. Please clarify the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Queen of Wands. Please clarify the High Priestess. We have the Hierophant. Please clarify the Ace of Swords. We have the King of Cups. Back of the deck, we have the Hangman in the reverse position. Okay. All right, so with the Sun card, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, even though you're happy to help these people or situations or being a mentor or taking on as many tasks as you had, that makes you happy. You would hope that that would make you happy to help other people. But what it's doing is it's putting you in a place of exhaustion, which is then hurting your happiness, okay? So even though you could be making good money, it's hurting your mind, body, and soul because you've taken on way too much. You've overextended yourself. You may have hit rock bottom. You're definitely over your head in everything that you've taken on, okay? And Spirit is saying here, in order for you to fulfill your own happiness, you must take that into account, that you've overextended yourself, and back off in order to find your happiness again. Perhaps maybe, you know, finding other ways to make money in order to be happier, because you've overextended yourself maybe for the financial, so that you have a lot of money, or you have a lot of things that you can buy or pay a lot of bills or whatever, but you've overextended yourself, and this is causing you to lose happiness. We have the Queen of Wands here that's clarifying the Wheel of Fortune here in the reverse position. The Queen being reversed is showing me that, you know, this is an internal conflict that you're going through about what do I do, because maybe you have a lot of bills now and maybe you need to do all of these jobs, but you've overextended yourself. So it feels like with the Queen of Wands being here, it's like you have to really talk to yourself about this internal conflict that you're going through. This feeling of drowning because you've taken on too much. We have the Hierophant here in the reverse position as well, clarifying the High Priestess. So it feels like, you know, you intuitively know that you've taken on way too much, but you're kind of losing the part of yourself that is using the logic in order to make the right decisions here, okay? The Hierophant in the reverse position is showing me that you're not really listening to yourself. You're not listening to the advice of your own self here. You're not listening to your intuition to say, I've taken on way too much here. I know that I have done this so that I could be compensated very well, but I'm not happy. And you're not listening to that. And Spirit is saying you need to listen to this part of yourself that you have not been listening to in order to find your happiness, because you feel trapped within a situation here. We have the King of Cups that is clarifying this Eight of Swords. And this King of Cups is in reverse. It feels like this could be somebody like a boss or something that you're feeling trapped within a relationship with. They're very hard to please. So perhaps it's for you to go in and say, listen, I need to back off a little bit or slow down. You're afraid to go in and talk with this person because they're very hard to please. This could be a boss. But even though you're doing very well financially, you're not happy because you've overextended yourself. And this is a call for balance here, with the Two of Swords being in the shadow here for what you don't see. Mind, body, spirit balance here. We also have the Hangman in the reverse position in the shadow as well. It's just basically saying that you're seeing things how they are. You're looking at the whole picture. You haven't quite seen it in a new perspective. You're just seeing things how they are. You are seeing that you have overextended yourself. You are seeing that you've taken on too much. And for this reason, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to get out of this. So let's pull some advice. What is the advice here, please, Spirit? Ooh. What is the advice, please, Spirit? We have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position. And we have the Eight of Cups. Back of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. So what Spirit's advice is to stop juggling. Stop juggling so many things at one time, okay? And you need to walk towards your happiness with the Eight of Cups. So stop juggling, taking on too many tasks at one time. That's your advice. And to walk towards your happiness. Walking towards the sun, okay? With the Page of Pentacles being in the reverse position in the shadow, this is basically saying that you may have to give up a little bit here in order to find your happiness. Be open to new ideas, okay? Don't be so closed-minded about changing things up a little bit for yourself. Perhaps walking towards your happiness and stop juggling so much is what it feels like here. It feels like as a collective, you may have taken on too much. I know that we're in at times where things are very expensive right now. You're having to work to make ends meet because everything is overpriced and very hard to live at this time and place that we are all in without having to work multiple jobs for most people. But Spirit is saying here that you may have to stop juggling so much and walk towards your happiness, perhaps minimalizing, not needing so many things in your life because you're feeling like you're drowning right now. You're feeling like you're hitting rock bottom. You feel like you're over your head. You're trying to nurture and take care of everyone else except for you. Let's pull a message from the universe to finish up your reading. So Spirit says, yes, stop juggling and walk towards your happiness. It's time to make some new choices because you're seeing things how they are at this point. Message from the universe, please, Spirit, to finish up the reading. Okay, it says, of course you will make mistakes, but the biggest one would not be to try. You have nothing to lose. This thing you have been thinking about for a long time, just go for it. Better an oops than a what if. We are here to support you, it says. So the universe is telling you you have nothing to lose. So this thing you've been thinking about a long time and maybe perhaps walking towards your happiness, doing something that you love so you don't feel like you're overwhelmed, overextended, hitting rock bottom, or doing something that gives you that balance in life, that work-family balance. Okay? Spirit says, just go for it. It's better to have an oops, I shouldn't have done that, than a what if I never did that? And I'm still in this spot where I'm spending my life drowning, feeling overextended. And Spirit says they're here to support you through this. So that's the messages I have for you, collective. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Please be kind and compassionate to one another. Have a good day. Namaste.